Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Kevin Tate. Glad to be here with you today. Today I will be going over the replacement of a ice chute solenoid assembly on a Cornelius ED300. This is the Cornelius ED300 that you see on the screen now. Let me make it a little bigger. These are the ice chute solenoid assemblies right here. There's two of them. This machine has a dual ice chute on it and 12 flavors. And what I'm going to be doing is replacing these ice chute solenoid assemblies today. Um, I just want to show you. We're trying to get it a little closer so you could see. But this is a typical issue that comes up with these type of solenoid assemblies. As you can see right here where the cursor is, you see a screw, and then there was a spring on there. You could see the top side of the spring, but the bottom side of the spring is missing. So that spring assembly on this probably got corroded or something like that, and um, ended up breaking off. And that's what ends up happening with these, because once that section of the spring comes off, the ice chute, when it's called to open, this solenoid's gonna automatically, it's gonna pull up, and then when it pulls up against the lower portion of the spring, which allows it to close fully. And if that's not in there, then it's gonna open up, and then it's gonna stay open or stay partially open. And then every time that agitator, the machine agitates, then it pushes the ice. So of course, if that ice chute door is still slightly open or open all the way, then you're going to have ice that pours out. So if you're running into an issue with a customer that's complaining that the ice is pouring out without anyone near it, that's one sign that you can look for right away, is the missing spring on the bottom or the top. I've seen them both ways, so you could just quickly diagnose that, and if you have it on hand, you could just go ahead and replace the spring assembly, which is this one screw and then this spring armature. So, if you have that on hand, then that's fine. If you have another ice chute solenoid assembly, the full kit, you could go ahead and replace that upon approval, of course. So that's just a tip right there on what to look for if you have that issue on these machines, or even the ED-150s. If you're running into issues with the ice pouring out with no one touching it, that's a good target to shoot for. And excuse me if I get out of line with my pictures, but some of the images didn't come up as I want in the positions I wanted them to, so I might switch around a couple of times. But for the most part, I end up shutting down the machine, power it down, and then I go ahead and disconnect my ice chute solenoid assembly. That's the connector that you're seeing right there. Disconnect that, and then I remove the ice chute solenoid assembly, and I'm going to remove the ice chute door kit. I'm removing that because I want to replace the gaskets on this particular machine. This machine had a single gasket on the ice chute door assembly right here, and I'm going to put a double seal on there instead. So I went ahead and pulled all of the hardware off, the ice chute door, the ice chute itself, the upper and lower portions of the ice chute. I put those into sanitizer and let them sit. I go ahead and clean up the surface area on the ice chute section. Clean that up good, and then you can go ahead and install the new ice chute door assembly. And this is the ice chute door, and as you can see, I have a double seal. This black section here, that's a seal before the ice deflector, and then I have a new ice deflector. And this ice deflector kit, you can order that also through Parts Town or Bevco. Any of your suppliers should have the dual seal kit for the ice chute door for these 300s. And if you get that kit will come with the two seals, the black seal and the orange seal. The black seal goes on the back before the ice separator gets put on, and then your orange seal will go on, and then your flanged ice chute reflector that'll go on, and then you can go ahead and secure it with four nuts that go on there. I still have some that are off right now, but you will go ahead and secure that once you get your upper ice chute section on, and then you get your your door assembly. You put that on, and then you'll be able to put on your lower ice chute assembly. These are just some close-ups so you can see the new ice chute assembly. You could see the spring that I was talking about right here, the arm. See how it has the upper arm, and then it has the lower arm for the spring. So when this opens up the chute, when this solenoid opens up the chute door, if there's nothing there, then it's not going to have any resistance to press back down. So then that ice chute door right over here, that just stays open or partially open, and then the ice just constantly pours out. So that's something that you want to keep an eye on. It's a good thing to be able to look for to diagnose quickly. And then here I'm just showing that I made the connections for the ice chute solenoid assembly. Made my connection right there to the terminal. And then you can go ahead and make sure everything's secure. Power it up and test it out. This right here, in case any of you could use this is the description of the kit, ice chute double gasket. So that's that black gasket and that orange gasket. This is the part number for the gasket right in here. And again, you'll get the black gasket, you'll get the orange gasket, and then you'll also get the spring, extra springs too. 2 springs. And these are both of the Chute solenoid assemblies installed. And just let me point out too, this pretty nice feature that they have on this machine. Right on the back of the merchandiser light assembly, you can, when you pull that down, it has a full schematic on the back side of that merchandiser light assembly. Has a full schematic. It has the settings for your agitator. If you're on a site and you're not really sure, you can always take a look there, and it'll give you the settings for the agitator ice motor to the timer, and it tells you where to set the timer and everything. And then it is showing you how to increase or decrease ice flow with your ice gate restrictor, to loosen the top screws, the top two screws, and then adjust and tighten. Okay, so you can adjust with that divider if you have an issue with the amount of ice that's coming out. You can adjust that ice gate restrictor, and that's a pretty good feature that they have all of the information right up there, easy to get to. And that's just another picture of the two new ice solenoids. And that's all I have on this one. I will be doing another one fairly soon on the replacing the drip tray of the ED-300. So look out for that, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.